This is the men's room.
Get it, man, and get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The Crippers, the Grasshoppers, the Hip Ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
You're listening to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Razor consultants are standing by. We'll take caller 9-844-999-OLA to play profile this in minutes. And we do have your headlines on the way 1 hour from now. First quick check into Mike Hawk for some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
All right, for the first time in a while, you'll be able to buy Mountain Dew Baja Blast in stores starting April 23rd.
Do we know what Baja Blast is? I mean, is it a flavor? What is
It's a flavor, if I'm not mistaken.
What do we think that tastes like? Is it like some tropical thing?
Tastes like Baja.
Tastes like sand and crime.
I don't know, but I was riding with a buddy, and he had his son was 16 or 17. It was very specific one time that we stopped and got that flavor of
Baja Blast.
Because we were grabbing beer like you want anything, and he's like, the Baja Blast.
Do you remember what color it was?
Blue.
Blue? Baja. So is this like Charcoalberry Punch, where it's like, hey, man, we just came up with a flavor, but it does not exist in nature? Much like Mountain Dew.
I always wondered that about Curacao Blue. That just stuff you top everything with to make it blue in the drinks.
I think it was the Windex that was not poisonous.
It's all made with the same blue stuff that I think comes from crushed up dead beetles or something.
Is there anything that's naturally blue that we consume, right?
Blueberries.
I mean, you can say blueberries are a little more purple, right?
Anyway, moving on. A 55-year-old woman in Florida got a ticket for drifting through a stop sign last Friday. Then she got arrested after she wouldn't stop screaming at the cop, used the F word several times, and told him she pays taxes, so she should be exempt from things like speeding tickets.
Oh, Christ.
She does not understand how anything works.
It would have been fine if she was in Tokyo, right, Mike?
What? Oh,
Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift?
Drifting.
Come on, Mike.
She drifted. She probably California stopped at Ted.
No, I think
Tokyo
she drifted
Drift.
like that.
She drifted in. Bug off, copper.
Yeah, Vin Diesel was the passenger.
There's a lot of these morons out there.
Yeah, there is, unfortunately. A woman in St. Louis hopped out of her new Jeep to help catch a friend's dog the other day, and someone immediately jumped in and stole it.
I mean, just, come on, man.
And it's gone.
This isn't the first time a story like this has come out, where somebody's actually legitimately doing something nice, and then somebody just seizes the opportunity to be a jackass.
Mike, it sounds horrible, but the best time to seize the opportunity to be a jackass is when someone is doing something nice.
Yeah, no.
They're distracted by, being a decent human being and stuff.
So there is no honor amongst thieves, is what you're telling me.
Not really.
Damn it. Someone in Salina, Utah, toilet papered the police chief's truck. Then the cops responded with a statement saying that they're just glad a few kids were outside getting some fresh air instead of eating Tide Pods and sporting condoms.
All right.
Yeah. Even the guy fine. Yeah. Fine.
You're not putting any permanent damage, hopefully, on the vehicle.
Right. I don't know what the toilet paper does. I think it's just
a pain in the ass if it rains,
Yeah, I mean, that's all, man. Right. It's still not the worst thing, but...
Yep. If you're trying to hit the gym more, a new survey found that putting on workout clothes makes you more likely to go.
Well, yeah, you're wearing workout clothes, man. I mean, damn.
Some people, they're just comfy clothes. I don't know. Maybe you're just walking around
your apartment. More people are thinking about showering.
Yeah. Shower's more enjoyable with less clothing.
Yeah, by the time you put the clothes on, you've pretty much committed to going.
Right. And 79% of people who go to the gym regularly say wearing cool gym clothes makes them work out harder.
Well, you don't want to look that bad at the gym. There's a lot of attractive people there who are...
Do you really care that much?
No, I don't. But, I mean, look, if you feel better about yourself at any point in time by buying something, whether you're going to wear that out to dinner, whether you're going to wear that to the gym, no matter what, you're going to have a feeling of confidence about yourself, and you're more inclined to feel good about going wherever you're going. If you're dressed well. It's like wear a suit for a day and realize what a different experience that is.
I don't need cool gym clothes. I'm going to go wreck
You're
the
gonna
stuff.
Go get sweat.
Mike, you need cool gym clothes.
You do.
Just, I
hate
to be the guy to tell you need them.
The affliction shirts just aren't going to cut it.
I got muscle shirts.
Okay, you wear those.
Do you have the muscles that go with them? That's one of the problem with muscle shirts.
They are. They're just buried underneath fat and flab.
They're there. Just keep looking.
Right.
Cardio. A new survey found the top ways we unwind are by binge watching a show, watching a movie, reading a book, listening to music, and going for a walk.
All sounds good to me.
Right? What do you know? Relaxing
what other
things.
options is there?
Sitting.
I'm going to sit alone in the dark, not read a book, not watch the tube.
I eat, Ted. That's how I unwind.
You make a big old pot of spaghetti.
That's right. It's fantastic, by the way. Whole wheat noodles.
Was it good? Oh, you used whole wheat this time.
Oh, yeah. It was great.
All right, nice.
Yeah.
You really can't tell.
No, you really can't. Moving on. People in North America watch more TV than anyone else in the world, according to a new study.
Because we produce more of it than anywhere else in the world, you dummies.
We live and die by this stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
We watch an average of 4 hours and 3 minutes a day, which is well above the worldwide average of just under 3 hours.
Okay. Yeah, because most people, like in the middle of nowhere, don't even own a TV or have a television station.
What?
Well, also, I think we're a lot more easily distracted here. I mean, England's pretty bad, America's pretty bad, but, like, you know, people care what the Kardashians do. Like, nowhere else on earth is... It's not that you don't care what they do, but it would not be part of your hard news story. It would not be on your evening news, put it that way.
Is that really watching TV or just really watching surveillance footage?
A little bit of both. It's voluntary surveillance footage, right?
People in North America... I already read that story. Do you like how... do you like to know a movie's entire plot before you see it?
No.
Ted?
I'm just wondering if you're going to do my whole segment right now.
Oh, stealing the thunder from Ted.
Well, I'll just move on from that. Coming up later.
Just give him the stats.
No, man.
33% of people would rather go into it blind.
Well, I ain't working on it, Ted.
Well, I am, goddammit. At least I was.
I just gave him the tease, Ted. There ain't no numbers in there. Don't throw it away. Coming up next.
And it's gone.
Coming up next.
And I missed.
A man recently ate one of the world's hottest peppers in a contest, and he ended up in the hospital with a condition that messes with the blood vessels in your brain and causes painful headaches.
Okay. And he knew this going into it because it was the Carolina Reaper, right? Man, I mean, has someone not heard recently how hot this pepper is?
No.
And here's the thing. A couple of weeks ago, and now I feel bad about this. I'm poking fun at teenagers because I said, look, man, as a teenager, you don't know everything, but you are definitively smart enough to know better than eating a Tide Pod, right? Because when I first read about Tide, I thought it was like 3-year-old, 4-year-old, right? But like, these are teenagers, so it's like, this is Darwin at work. You're going to eat a Tide Pod. Adults are equally as stupid as kids because, I wouldn't eat a Tide Pod, and then they pop a Carolina Reaper in their mouth.
Yeah, true enough.
We still do dumb S.
So, fortunately for him, it eventually went away and didn't cause any permanent damage because, really, there was no damage to create. Firefighters in Los Angeles rushed
You're dumb enough to eat it. It actually can't affect you.
That's right. Everything that it would have killed is already dead.
Right.
Firefighters in Los Angeles rushed to a park on Saturday after a 70-year-old man got a, quote... Oh, we talked about this during the shot of the day. I really should pre-read these stories.
That's all right, man. Let's go through it again.
You're not working on it.
His
Did you
body
already
part.
say you're not working on any of this stuff?
He had a personal body part stuck between the slats and a park bench. They didn't elaborate on exactly which body part it was, but they did manage to get him free.
It was
the scrotum. It fell through, man.
How'd you get the beans over the Frank?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, by the way, they did not show a picture of this guy's testicles to the fence, but they had a street view map of where it happened.
Yeah.
Miles, when we went to L.A., we probably stayed 2 blocks away.
Oh, get out of here.
I'm looking at it like, I think I know the benches his testicles were stuck in. We're going to call it ball bench.
Someone in Michigan called 911 last week because they wanted help killing a spider. And the cops actually went, but by the time they got there, the spider, what do you know, was gone.
Oh, man.
I hope they put out an APB.
He's 8-legged, fuzzy.
A woman
It is weird that animals and insects come into your house. It's not illegal.
Right.
Yeah.
Damn it, Ted.
Like, no, I kept him in the glass. I'm pressing charges.
Right.
But sue him for all he's worth.
Yeah, exactly.
It's my dung now. A woman in Florida recently threw out her old couch and didn't realize her cat was hiding in it.
Sweet.
So a bunch of workers at the dump helped her sift through about 12 feet of trash, cut the couch open, and rescued the cat.
Obviously, the cat doesn't want to be near her. He doesn't want to be near anybody. You should let the cat in a comfort place. Its couch.
He was doing fine.
Yeah, he's happy. He liked it.
A student at Southern Oregon University's response to hearing about a cougar on campus is going viral.
Why is that?
I'll tell you all about it 1 hour from now.
Thank you, Mike Hawk. Headlines are on the way 1 hour from now. But first, the game is up.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
Steve Throw-Hill, can you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Brandon. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hey there, guys.
Hola. Hi, Brandon. You understand how this here game is played?
Do.
Fantastic. Here's your story. In this case, Mike Hawk actually brought this up yesterday, but I love this story. A 66-year-old guy. He's a roofer in West Monroe, Louisiana. And back in June of 2016, he put a new roof on a woman's house. Well, she never paid him. Now, she says they had an agreement that she'd pay him when she got an insurance settlement, but he got impatient, and 6 months later, he started demanding his money. Well, she was wrong, because when she got home one day, long and short of it, she didn't have the money. She probably figured there's not really much he could do other than keep bugging her. Maybe he can do a lawsuit. But guess what? She got home one day and she found that he had been there. Not because he left a note. He'd actually repossessed the entire roof. He physically took the roof off of her house, the entire thing. So her home totally exposed. To add insult to injury, then it rained. And that caused about $11,000 in damage. So the woman went to the cops, which is crazy. And I don't know how the law works, but they've been trying to talk this guy into giving his side of the story, but he's been ignoring the police because he's like, she owes me money, she didn't took my product back. But they ended up arresting him for criminal damage and trespassing. Anyway, do you believe that this guy who wants his damn $2, is he black, white, Mexi, or Jew?
Yeah, I was listening to this yesterday, and I think when you guys are talking about if he's either sitting up on the roof, and now you're saying if he's ignoring cops, this all just screams white to me. I mean, I don't see a black guy.
Well, yesterday we didn't know if he was like just there or but he physically removed the roof from her house. Well, the roofing, anyway.
Yeah. Where did you say this was? Louisiana?
Yeah, Louisiana.
Right.
Oh, Louisiana.
So you just went up there and like took all the shingles off the.
Keep in mind, it's been about a year and a half. He hasn't gotten payment, whatever. So he's like, F this. Went over there and dismantled the roof because he never got paid for it. And left. So and then it rains and whatever's in her house ends up getting wrecked. But
yeah, I want to say white, but Louisiana is making me kind of nervous. What do you think, Ted?
There's a lot of different people in Louisiana, but I'm right. I'm generally Louisiana. I'm thinking white or black. I don't know. I'm thinking white because you made some good points. He's ignoring the cops. He just went over and did this.
He's Cajun one way or the other. He's definitely French.
He's obviously got to be like the business owner, right?
I'm assuming he owns the business.
Yeah, because why would you care one way or another if you didn't get paid?
Yeah,
I think he's probably white, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go white.
Final answer, Brandon?
Final answer.
Okay, man. We're going to find out if he's black, white, Mexi, or Jewish next.
That was a tease.
You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
We return to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Profile this takes us to Louisiana and a 66-year-old roofer. He didn't get paid. He put a roof on a woman's home, and she was going to pay him. Never did. Year and a half goes by. She's at work one day, comes home, and her roof is gone. He went back and took the damn thing because it was his property. Apparently, that's not allowed.
Yeah, it's not how it works.
So the police went and arrested him.
So the good news is, if you're in Louisiana, listen up there, you don't have to pay for services rendered. But anyway, we asked, did you believe that this guy's black, white, Mexican, Jew? I want to say in the end, you chose white.
Yes.
And you are correct, sir, yes. Woo-wee. I'm going to go back there and get my roof over there. Now for all TV news all time for TV Time with Tim.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
Some people have been known to smoke some weed. Who would you say you'd put on like the Mount Rushmore of weed?
You got Willie, you got Snoop. We got to go 4 people.
Yeah,
and
Mount
Woody
Rushmore has 4.
Cheech and Chong probably have to be on there.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Cheech didn't smoke a ton of weed. Tommy Chong did.
I thought Cheech used to smoke back in the day.
Well, but he smoked back in the day, but Tommy Chong was a little... He's still in it, man.
You have to look at the iconic aspect, I think, of what they did culturally with the movies and all that stuff.
Miles, that's a very good point. And Mr. Snoop Dogg himself was on with Jimmy Kimmel, and that question came up.
Seth Rogen was here last week, and we were talking about the Mount Rushmore of pot smokers, and of course you are on that Mount Rushmore. And I think that Seth is on that Mount Rushmore. Who would you put on that Mount Rushmore?
I would put Bob Marley.
Bob Marley. Oh, how could I forget Bob Marley?
I have his
Seth
greatest
has been
hits.
kicked off the Mount Rushmore. Bob Marley's in there.
Cheech and Chong.
Cheech and Chong. I feel like they've strayed from the mountain.
They the first faces on the mountain, though. You can't.
Oh, yeah.
They the ones who showed us what a mountain was.
You're right. Willie Nelson has to be on the mountain.
Willie P. Nelson is definitely on there. And by the way, Willie Nelson is the only person who's ever outsmoked Snoop Dogg.
I believe that.
I had to hit the timeout button. Timeout.
Had you ever hit that button before?
Never.
Never hit that button?
Never.
Wow, that is something else.
If you want to see the full interview there with Snoop talking about his gospel music too, that's at the Men's Room Facebook page. You think Willie really outsmoked him that much?
Yeah. I do. And it's just this, and this is all based on just years of rumors and commentary from different people that have done different things. Some people who have people that had the opportunity to smoke with either one of these, and then different celebrities. So all this, the one thing that seems to be true is like, look, Snoop is always smoking. So if you see Snoop, you're going to smoke with Snoop.
Yeah.
Willie Nelson, it's like, he's always high. But if you smoke with Willie, I remember a country guy was saying this, like he got on a bus and he said Willie and Snoop are there because they're pretty tight. Basically, they are part of the Leaf Brotherhood, right? So they get along. And it's like you walk on this bus and, it is thick, man, and it's Willie doing his thing. But he said you walk on Willie Nelson's bus, Snoop is already there, which is kind of weird because it's a country show. Then here's Snoop, right? And he's smoking weed, and they went in with Willie. And basically, like Snoop said, Snoop just said, the guy was like, it's crazy. Because at some point, Snoop's like, hey, man, I got to get some air. And Willie just doesn't stop.
Snoop's just that guy, though. I forget whose roast it was. And he was like Kevin Hart was the MC or something. Yeah. And Snoop, you could tell, was just getting messed up as it went on. And finally he comes out and he's like, man, y'all crazy, getting us all drunk and high and blah, blah, blah. And then when he's done, Kevin Hart comes out and goes, no, that's you, Snoop. You're the one
You're the only one doing it.
Drinking and smoking that much.
Right.
So, I mean, you're right. He probably could outsmoke him. I just feel like Snoop would say that, too. Like, oh, that's not me. It's Willie. He's the top dog.
Those guys both smoke all day long.
And it's been a detriment to both of them.
And that's one thing that we know about how they work. They say Snoop is legendary about in the studio, they're smoking, and then he just goes in the last second, lays everything down, and walks out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would also say, if you're into country music at all, Jesus, the big giant American guy.
Big giant American
Toby
guy.
Keith.
Okay.
Yeah.
Somehow I'm
How
tracking.
did you get that out of big giant American guy?
First of all, I will say
no,
this.
I'm being dead serious.
I'm being dead serious. What game was it? Pictionary?
I know, but how did you get
No,
it?
listen, years and years ago, we're playing Pictionary, and Ted and I end up on the same team. And I don't know what it is, man, but charades of Pictionary, we just get it, right?
Okay, all right.
So knowing how Ted is, there was a literal translation, which is like big. So I'm like, he means a big by stature.
Okay, all right.
So I knew it wasn't like their level of success, but he meant physically, and I'm like,
it could be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
No, but when you said American guy, to me, Toby Keith is that guy.
Hey, he's America.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the American flag, even though
he has a song about people kissing his ass.
Yeah, kissing his ass, the boots of truth. Although the one funny thing about Toby Keith,
the boots of truth.
This is a quick side note. He has an American flag Les Paul guitar, and you go, right, that makes sense for Toby Keith. So basically, there's two factors. There's one in the States, and there's one, I want to say it's Japan. He, of course, has the Japanese version. I'm like, man, I mean, you could buy the what? Never mind.
But Toby Keith has an awesome song about smoking weed with Willie Nelson. I think it's just called I'll Never Smoke with Willie Again.
I think you're right.
I will also say, at Toby Keith's defense, my buddy did backstage, like catering and stuff, for a whole tour with him. He was a super nice guy.
Nice.
Yeah.
By the way, that roast you were talking about, it was the roast of Justin Bieber.
Oh, damn.
Well, no, everybody poured in.
Biebs was like Gene and Donald. They were too happy about being there.
Yeah, Biebs wasn't too pumped about that.
No, he doesn't do comedy.
No, he doesn't. Speaking of singers that don't do comedy. Now, if you listen to rap at all, if you watch Saturday Night Live, you've obviously seen Cardi B, right? Bodak Yellow is a massive song. Great strip club song, by the way. I'm sure you've seen it. So I like Cardi B. She's a very interesting individual, though.
That is true.
She is New York through and through. So she was on with Jimmy Fallon, kind of guest hosting. I think she's very nervous because she talks so fast. But here's Cardi B trying to tell some jokes.
What is up with that coat? It makes them look like two kids sitting on each other trying to buy beer.
What is up with that coat? It looked like me when I was trying to have my baby bump.
What? What's that, a baby bump?
What is up with that coat? Looks like he's trying to sneak a rotisserie chicken into the movie theater.
What is up with that coat? I didn't know Spanish made jackets.
You didn't know Spanx made jackets? What is up with that coat? It looks like his plan for the border wall is him. Oh, my goodness. Last one, Cardi.
What is up with that coat? It looked like they put a button press on the wrong side.
No, I thought that. What is up with that coat?
Man. She's not nervous. That's just how she talks, man.
Look, I've seen a lot of interviews. She talks fast, but that is super fast,
I know,
even
but
for
still.
her.
Okay.
And she sounds kind of like an evil old Italian
Sounds like
dude.
Rosie Perez.
She sounds like the one cousin I have in Texas who's always gossiping about everyone else, but you don't know what they're saying. I don't know if you heard my dog everything with that messed up. Like, I don't know what you said. I have no idea. And you've been talking to me for an hour and a half, and I have gotten nothing out of this.
Yeah, man, I saw that. I was just like, ooh,
Yeah,
she is nervous. And she's pregnant, so she couldn't have like a drink to calm down. We all know Fallon probably offered her one.
Mm-hmm. I'm drinking for two now.
Fallon, by the way, he either really likes rap music or whatever. He's much more into that culture than any of the other late night guys.
He's also in New York, so with her, yeah.
He is. But I mean, Christ, he's had Jesus Amaro on his show, I think, like 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
He brought in the Roots for his band. I mean, like, to me...
That is a great point.
Like,
I completely forgot about
he
that.
Picked, not NBC. He picked the Roots. You
Roots.
go like, okay, man, I see where you're coming from. Right? Can you believe that? Like, I can.
That is a solid
Questlove
point.
and his fro back there playing the drums. I'm like, yeah, I can see that.
Right. Like, yeah, you think he's into it? He has the Roots.
Right. As his band. It's like having Flavor Flav for a sidekick.
If you watch Game of Thrones, you know who Sophia Turner is? Sophie Turner?
Just learned about her today.
Yes.
Sophie Turner, yes.
You know what? Honestly, me too. I haven't watched Game of Thrones yet.
Yeah, me too.
But I guess her new weird hobby is that she has an Instagram page where she reviews sausages.
Yes, and guess what we did? We sent her a little note today and said, please review the Uli's world-famous men's room sausage.
The page is called Sophie's Sausage Reviews.
Mm-hmm. And you'd think that she
name.
would know sausage, being in England, right?
Yeah, and she's passionate about the Sprouse sauce, S-A-U-S.
S-A-U-S. S-A-U-S.
S-A-U-S.
Damn it.
Passionate about the souse.
Souse.
I guess like that's short for like South Edge.
Or sausage. The
Maybe,
sauce,
maybe.
The sauce, maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how they say it in England. I don't know.
She's only-
The souse.
No, they say sausage. Sausage.
Aussie, would you like some more sausage?
Hey, man, get in here and get yourself a whole sausage.
I like saying sausage with an English accent.
Yeah, right? Well, it's famous there, man. You got to go to Greg's and get the sausage thing. It's like a corn dog.
The sausage thing.
The sausage thing.
It's famous. They got a sausage
Well,
thing.
I've never been to England. I just see people talking about it all
Like
the
a
time.
chippy whatever.
Chip
Buddy.
Chip buddy. Chip buddy.
Not buddy, butty.
Sounds like we got to go to
B-U-T-T-Y.
England and do this whole culinary thing that they keep talking about.
Crazy, mate.
She's got 6 sausage reviews up so far. One include Disneyland's wild boar something and Spanish cured sausage.
That would probably be pretty good.
She said, quote, more like pulled meat in texture. The taste itself is delicious. However, can I even call this a sausage? I think not. 2 out of 10. Disneyland was fab, though.
Okay.
Yeah, don't mess with Mickey too much.
There's nothing wrong with the food at Disney World.
Gosh, Mickey wasn't too
it's a little
happy
on the
about
pricey
that
side,
review.
but you're at Disney World.
Shame or something
got it.
happened to your knees.
Yes. Honestly, when I go to Disney World with my family, we stay long enough. We get the meal plan. And then I had some of the best meals I've had in a long time there.
Yeah, you really do. The food,
Yeah.
you can't argue with the food.
If you're into steaks, go to Canada. They have a steakhouse in the bottom at Epcot Center. It's delicious.
Okay.
I say go on July 1st. Canada Day, man. They go crazy.
I like how you have all these. Just learn inside.
But if you do go to
information.
real Canada, don't go to a steakhouse there. If you're like in Alberta or someplace, I don't know, man. I've had some really horrible luck with that.
Really?
Get the bison, yeah.
Okay.
That's crazy because the one in Disney World is phenomenal.
No, I thought the same thing. I'm like, yeah, get oysters, get bison, get that.
Yeah. Bison.
You want to get a steak
Would
at
you eat
Anchorage.
bison oysters?
I'd be
Isn't
afraid
that
there would
testicles?
be testicles, yeah.
Those are Rocky Mountain. I feel like this
Yeah,
one's something
bison.
like, no, this is actual snot rockets.
Buffalo Bills. Buffalo
I mean,
Bills
oysters.
boys.
Oysters. Why am I still talking like that? Oysters.
Oysters
is
and
weird
sausage.
enough. Oysters are weird enough on its own. If
Yeah.
anything prefaces that, don't eat it.
You know what, man? That's a strong point.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, all right.
What do you add in front of oyster that makes it sound better? I mean, unless you say broiled or some style of cooking it, but right.
Right.
I mean, just take
I do like a broiled oyster.
Sure. Would you eat an eagle oyster? I was looking at Ted's shirt. I got
Oh.
eagle oysters. You're like, no.
Oh, yeah, probably.
So what is it? I'm not telling you.
Yeah. Just try it, man.
Okay, would you try street oysters? Like people eat street tacos. Is a street oyster cool?
No.
Oyster is one of those things that you need to have the right people, like sushi. You would never eat like street sushi.
Right.
So I think it's in that category of you hope that the person who is handling that knows what they're doing.
Look, I do like oysters, but I don't have a time machine. But if I had to go back in time, I would assume that the first person that tried one was also the hungriest guy in this little nomadic group. Because, I mean, to open it and look at it, it's like this gray snot.
Yeah, man.
So then once you find it, it's a delicacy.
But I'm saying the first guy to eat it, that's always the interesting one to me.
I bet I can eat this.
The first bet ever in humanity.
If you're a fan of superhero movies, maybe you've seen Black Panther. Chadwick Boseman obviously was Black Panther.
T'Challa.
So they had a pretty good skit this past weekend on SNL about the Wakanda salute.
Y'all talking about Wakanda? Yeah. You look like a woke brother, you know. Yeah, you know what it is. All right, yeah. So right here we got a couple of white Black Panther fans. Always good to see unity. Of course.
Yeah, but watch this. Hail Wakanda.
Hail Wakanda.
No. Ooh, yeah, I see what you mean.
Right, but why? Why don't we like that, bro?
I believe I can explain. You see, the problem is that we as black people know that the salute comes from Egyptian kings who were buried right hand over left to clutch the royal scepter.
Word, yeah, we all knew that.
Yeah. The salute is also the reminder that all white people are aliens who came to Earth in sleep power.
Okay, thank you, brother.
Hey, look, we love the movie too. Why can't we just do the salute?
Because we know your history, you don't give stuff back.
But there's truly nothing wrong with it. You know, if you see Superman, you do this. If you see Spider-Man, you do this. Like, wouldn't this be the same?
I mean, I get the point. I mean, it's cool that white boys want to do something a black superhero did.
I guess I have to agree, man. I mean, every time I see a baseball game, I got to do the tomahawk chop, and that feels very wrong.
Very wrong. All right, our social collective has come to the determination that the Wakanda salute, it belongs to everyone. Okay. We're all lucky to have it. But in exchange, you must give back dabbing.
Please.
Yes.
We're not going to give up dabbing.
But you could have back Drake.
That's dope. Drake's dope.
Take Drake. We take Drake.
The other part of the funny part of the skit is the two white guys, right? So they have this whole exchange, and they're like, yeah, you can do it. And honestly, I never thought about it. Like, that's a good point. Like, it's a superhero. People do superhero stuff.
Well, you said tomahawk chop. Like, come on, man. Right.
But then the stepdad comes out of the two white guys, and it's actually a black guy.
Right.
And he does it, and they're like, come on, man, you're too old for that. Like, you got to get woke.
You know what I mean?
Right. So, I mean, it was a very well done sketch.
It was. It was.
If you're up with stuff. I still haven't seen Black Panther.
I have not seen it yet. Myself, man. I keep saying, like, yeah, I'm going to go this weekend.
When's the last time you went to a movie that wasn't a kid's movie, though, too? Like, I think probably Star Wars.
I don't have an answer.
I think Star Wars was probably the last one.
Every time I go to the theater, it is a kid's movie. And the worst part about seeing the kid's movie, because I always forget this one important detail, all right, is just the fact that when you go to see a kid's movie, the only previews that you will ever see
are
for other kids. So even if you go see an adult movie that sucks, at least the previews, you go, oh, that looks good, that looks good, that looks. And granted, they gave you the best 2 minutes they've got. But kids' movies, and the thing is, I start looking at my kids to gauge whether or not they're going to want to see it. And my daughter, we have to see that one. We have to see that one. I can't remember what movie it was. The only preview she has ever seen, and I'm watching this preview too, and the movie certainly looked terrible from an adult's point of view. And I'm waiting for my daughter to say that we have to see it. She looks at me and just shakes her head like, no.
No, it's a bad one.
That looks bad to me.
It's a bad one.
It's like, yes.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I never really thought about it that way. But, right, you have the kids in there. Obviously, you're just going to film or give them more.
Well, I forgot
child
because it's
movie
like
previews.
when they were really little, you saw movies that were G, right? And you just forget that they will never show a preview for a movie that's stronger than the rating of the movie you're going to see, right? So if you're going to see an R-rated movie, you can see a preview for anything.
And not only that, but
the G movies, look, man, it's PG is so much better than G. Like the learning curve from a movie rated G versus PG, I'm telling you, man, it's like getting a breath of fresh air after being submerged in water for a month.
There's about 5 years there where you only go to movies that are children's movies, and then you watch and you rent everything at home after 6 months and it comes out. Because even if you have a date night and you do get a babysitter, you just don't go to the movies because you want to do anything you can to break the hell out because you've been to the movies with your kids. You just want to do something.
I want a drink.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to get a drink.
You want to go to dinner. Maybe
I want to sit at the bar and eat dinner.
It's hard enough to get a babysitter.
Instead of, there's a 20-minute wait. And I'm like, I actually have to wait 20 minutes to get this S food.
Yeah, I wonder if movies look almost like for a while there, it seemed like maybe the movie theaters were going to go away because of the on-demand and how quickly you can get movies.
Yeah, but it's still an experience.
Right, you still want to go and watch it on the giant big screen.
I mean, because it's like sports. I mean, if you like a team, you can sit at home comfortably and watch whatever team and whatever sport. People still go. Spend a ridiculous amount of money and go.
I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago, but there was I want to say, Sonic. There was a fast food place that said no more smoking.
Yes, it was Sonic.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Seth Meyers had a thought. Can we get him in? It's a quick one.
Get a quick thought, Seth did.
Weed.
He also had a baby in a hallway.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Manager at a Sonic restaurant in Mississippi recently posted a message asking customers not to smoke weed in the drive-thru. Meanwhile, Taco Bell offered them a light.
Difference in restaurants.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. We've got your headlines on the way with Mike here in just a few minutes. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go as we head to Anchorage, where a woman blows an air horn at cars that are driving too fast down the street. Meanwhile, a man in the Italian Alps accidentally climbs a mountain looking for a hotel that he's supposed to be staying in, which is pretty neat. To Russia, where Oops Woman is embalmed while still alive. Packers wide receiver makes joke at L.A. airport, and now he has to drive. And judge tosses out a suit against the McDonald's a value meal. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's Mike Hawk.
All right, our top story, we go to Southern Oregon University, where a student had the perfect response to a warning put out by the school. The administration sent an email warning all the students that there had been a sighting of a cougar on campus at the school, to which he hit "I'll reply" and responded by saying, quote, "That's just my mom."
Nice.
The email should have been blocked from being sent to the student body, but it slipped through the cracks and the hilarity ensued.
I heard his mom was pretty cool about it.
Yeah,
so.
she's totally fine with it. She laughed.
She laughed, drank her champagne, and had sex with his friend.
Does anybody really have a problem with that? The only person that might have a problem with that is either him or his mom.
Right. If she doesn't care, then don't be offended for it.
Exactly.
Obviously, he knows his mom's hot.
Right. I'm sure
I'm sure his friends have let him know.
Either that, or she just hunts all of his friends.
Or his mother's actually a cougar. We've never considered that.
I guarantee
She's
you.
I mean the animal.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Like, no, dude, my mother is a cougar.
It's a wildlife animal. Around the world, in Italy, a man got so drunk while vacationing in the Italian Alps that he managed to get himself lost on the way back to his hotel. While trying to stumble back to his building, he lost his way and ended up trekking up the side of a mountain. He realized that he was on the wrong path when he found himself at a bar called the Igloo, located about 1,400 feet above sea level. He busted into the bar and took shelter there until morning, where bar employees found him passed out on one of the benches.
I like this guy, though.
Right?
I mean, I really do. People have done worse things drunk, but like, bro, you climbed a mountain, man. And the thing is, he wouldn't have done it if he were sober.
Right.
Yeah, I can't do that. That's too far.
He just started making his way up. I don't remember having to work near this hard to get to my hotel, and then he'd probably turn around and go the other direction.
I'm glad he finally figured it all out.
But if this picture is actually accurate of the bar that he was at, it's crazy because it's covered in snow, of course, but there are actually lawn chairs actually out in the snow.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's right.
For when you're wanting to, sunbathe out in the snow.
The sun's out. It's negative 20, but the sun's out.
I think it's impressive he made it just back to another bar.
You think he raided the liquor cabinet before he passed out? Would you have done that if you walked yourself up to that bar? Would you have grabbed at least a beer?
I would have.
I mean, that would have been my attempt, right? But I also know I'd have been thrown out when I fell asleep at the bar.
Fire up the taps. We go to Alaska, where a woman is trying a different tactic to get people to slow down in her neighborhood. The woman has seen an abundance of drivers coming through the neighborhood to cut past traffic, but they're speeding through and texting while they do it, and the neighborhood has no sidewalks. So she sits in a lawn chair and blows an air horn at cars that are speeding by in an attempt to slow them down.
I mean, the city's not going to do anything, so she's like, well, I'll do what I can.
Just as a driver, that might be annoying to me.
Well, sure. Most of the people speeding down the street with no sidewalks. Look, I used to live in a neighborhood with no sidewalks.
Okay.
And, I mean, it's not the car's fault, but it's just so everyone parked. The way they parked, like, you basically had to walk on the street if you're going to walk anywhere.
Right.
And it was a very, very, very residential-heavy neighborhood. And I know people want to take shortcuts, and trust me, I'm exceptionally impatient.
Yep.
But still, man, they're blowing down the road doing like 60. So the beauty was they put in those little traffic circles.
Yeah.
Do you know how meaningless those are? These things got mowed down like in 2 days. No. Like whatever plants they put in the middle of it, like one half of the plants were gone.
Jeez.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Unless she's sitting out there with a speed gun, it's really her judgment. So really, these people
correct.
These people could be doing the speed limit going by, and she just got to blow her air horn. She just sounds like an angry old woman.
Oh, I'm sure she is.
Could be.
But if that's the worst she's doing, like, whatever. Let her blow her horn.
Right. She's got nothing better to do than to sit in a lawn chair just blowing air horns at cars.
But, Mike, see, here's the thing. When you want to be passive-aggressive,
Yeah?
then gun it down her street. Give her something to blow the horn about, right?
And I'll rev my engine.
Rev your engine.
That's right.
Take that, old lady. Out here trying to keep kids safe.
Feel it. A class action lawsuit in Chicago has been tossed out by a federal judge. The lawsuit claims that McDonald's has been duping their customers with their extra value meal because the meal costs more than the total of the components bought separately.
They're not lying to you. They're hedging their bets that most people won't do math.
Exactly.
I mean, that's all it is. Like, they gave you the price, and if you look at the menu, you knew this.
That's basically what the federal judge is saying. It says that he's ruled that while the terminology is deceptive, customers can and should easily add up the individual prices if they don't want to get duped.
Since they post them directly on the menu in front of you.
Exactly. That's it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawk is out.
Thank you, Mike. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time for the return of the word Who Sucks Less. Profile this, and we will drink and tell us with a shot of the day.
Yes, indeed. It is all true, but in the meantime, we be all up out this bitch. So until tomorrow, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.